You may know him from the HBO show Girls or in supporting film roles in Lincoln or J. Edgar, but Adam Driver is widely known for being Kylo Ren in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Only active as an actor since 2009, he has already worked with some of Hollywood's great directors, such as Martin Scorsese, Spike Lee, and Noah Baumbach. But his road to stardom was a rocky one, complete with a couple of false starts, unpredictable detours, and some less than stellar jobs. Largely private, Driver keeps much of his personal life to himself, but there are still many fascinating and inspiring fun facts about the Academy Award-nominated actor. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Adam Driver. He hated watching his performances. It's easy to assume that actors have full confidence that comes from regularly performing in front of crowds or starring in blockbuster hits, but it isn't always the case. Adam Driver has spoken about his severe anxiety when it comes to watching himself on screen. He told The New Yorker that after seeing himself in the Coen brothers' Inside Llewyn Davis, he swore off watching himself on screen. He also added that even though Spike Lee said that Driver watched himself at the premiere of BlacKkKlansman, he in fact was hiding in a green room until he had to come out on stage for a final bow with the rest of the cast. But he didn't have a choice when Star Wars: The Force Awakens premiered. He had to go into the theater and watch himself, and he became sick to his stomach. Driver told The New Yorker, "I just went totally cold because I knew the scene was coming up where I had to kill Han Solo, and people were, like, hyperventilating when the title came up, and I felt like I had to puke." He didn't audition to play Kylo Ren. Most actors in the entertainment industry would consider themselves rather lucky to land an opportunity to audition for a role in Star Wars, but for Adam Driver, his past work was more than enough for J.J. Abrams to consider him for the role without auditioning. He told Howard Stern, "I went out to meet J.J., and we did a meet and greet thing, and then there was thinking about it for a little bit. He couldn't tell me, really, anything about the part either. At that point, it was just a look at me." One of the other interesting tidbits that emerged from the interview was Driver touching on the fact that he did not immediately jump on the opportunity to play the villainous character. Instead, he wanted to take some time to reflect on the role and see if it was going to be a good fit for him as a performer. Eventually, Driver would take the role of Kylo Ren in the franchise, and he was better than anyone could have predicted. He starved himself for his role in silence. Adam Driver can be considered a method actor due to his incredible dedication to his movie roles. One of the prime examples of his contributions is in Martin Scorsese's historical drama Silence. He lost 30 pounds to provide his character's physical appearance and lost 20 more during filming. He told W magazine, "It's only bad in that scenes wouldn't work, or we'd try to figure out how to adjust something, and you have no ideas, 'cause you're so hungry." He started a fight club. As a teen, Driver was the true definition of a misfit. He told M magazine that he climbed radio towers, put objects on fire, and co-founded a fight club with his friends. The latter was inspired by the movie Fight Club. The group came up with the rules, which included no hitting in the private parts, and they proceeded to fight one another in a big field whenever they were bored. He drove cross-country to make it as an actor. After graduating from high school, Driver decided to pursue acting, and he auditioned for Juilliard but wasn't accepted. Instead of going to a different school, he decided to make his dream a reality by driving cross-country from Indiana to Hollywood to make it as an actor, as he had heard from several successful actors that's how they got their start. Unfortunately, his car broke down once he reached Santa Monica, California, and he ran out of money repairing it, causing him to end his journey and drove straight back to Indiana. He served in the military. Following September 11, Driver decided he wanted to become a Marine and serve his country. In fact, it was his stepfather who initially encouraged him to join the military, as he wasn't doing anything with his life at the time and was just working odd jobs. But he was medically discharged after 2 years of service following a biking accident. He continues to support the troops through the Arts in the Armed Forces, non-profit program he founded that seeks to provide free arts programming to active duty service members, veterans, and other support staff and their families. He's Juilliard trained. After leaving the military, Driver went back to school at the University of Indiana and gave Juilliard another shot by auditioning. And this time he was accepted into the program. He was very committed to acting and becoming a well-trained actor that was perceived by many of his classmates as being too intense. In fact, it was hard for him to adjust back to civilian life after being in the military, as the way in which he had to interact with people completely changed. He was on Broadway. At the beginning of his career, Driver was more focused on theatrical roles. His first love was the stage after all. He has starred in theater productions throughout his early career, even took his love for stage acting back to Broadway. In 2010, he made his Broadway debut as Frank Gardner in the Broadway play Mrs. Warren's Profession. Since then, he starred in two other successful Broadway plays, Man and Boy in 2011 and Burn This in 2019. He almost turned down his girls' audition. There's no question Driver's life completely changed once he landed the role of Adam Sackler on Girls, but it turns out he wasn't initially interested in the part. In fact, after graduating from Juilliard, Driver didn't want to do TV at all and was very focused on working in theater. However, his agent persuaded him to go on the audition, and after reading the pilot episode he was drawn to Lena Dunham's writing. He of course got the part and stayed on the show for all 6 seasons. He was even nominated for 3 consecutive Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, thanks to his work on the show. He met his wife at school. Along with getting a great acting education and growing in his craft, Driver met his wife, Joanne Tucker, at Juilliard. The pair were in the same class and became close during their time at school. The couple got married in 2013. It was Tucker who taught Driver a lot about life, including how to properly dress, and helped him adjust back into civilian life following the military. He kept his son a secret from the press. Notoriously private, Driver and Joanne Tucker managed to pull off a stunt that very few A-list celebrities manage. They hid both the pregnancy and birth of their son until he was around 2 years old. Describing it as a covert military operation, his reasoning was simply that being in the public eye so prominently makes it difficult to have a private life and certainly would make it difficult for a child. Little is known about his son, and the couple still chooses to keep their lives to themselves.